Guys, I'm not joking. The moment I saw it from afar, I just knew this wasn't an ordinary plane. That massive white and blue silhouette emerging from the gray sky over Nui looked like a metal dinosaur. It was a Boeing 747-8F, but more than that, it bore the logo of Kuehne+Nagel, the legendary logistics company from Switzerland. The soft blue paint mixed with icy white gave it a look that was both elegant and elite. The Kuehne+Nagel lettering was crisp and clear on the fuselage, and the tail fin, man, that thing screamed global business. Just one look and you could feel the international vibe radiating off it. I froze for like 3 seconds. After all the times I'd seen pictures or model replicas, this was the first time I saw this beast in real life. I stood right up against the fence, zoomed my lens to the max, and braced myself for a historic moment. The engines rumbled like distant thunder, and then, thud, the landing gear slammed onto the runway with a sharp, searing noise. Tire smoke puffed up, blanketing the area in white before drifting off behind the aircraft. Not every airplane gives you that kind of feeling. It didn't just land, it declared, "I'm here. I'm Kuehne+Nagel." And right there by the runway, I could feel the ground tremble slightly, like even Nui had to show some respect. That touchdown was pure power, bold, decisive, full of presence, like a firm handshake from a logistics giant to the rest of the world. It's only when you're this close that you really understand why the 747 is called the Queen of the Skies. This aircraft isn't just big, it's overwhelmingly massive. The fuselage stretches endlessly, like a bullet train. The nose lifted high as if it's looking down at the world with pride. After a few hours of unloading, refueling, and routine checks, the Kuehne+Nagel 747-8F was ready for its next journey. From a distance I saw it begin to move, slow and deliberate, like a giant awakening. The taxiway lights flickered against its polished fuselage, the Kuehne+Nagel logo glowing in the twilight over Nui. No sirens, no goodbyes. But every wheel rotation, every subtle turn carried a kind of solemn dignity, like a ritual of the global logistics industry. I stood there, watching it roll, heart stirred. The cargo was offloaded, the Hanoi leg complete. Now it carried a fresh load, maybe electronics to South Korea, maybe medical supplies for Frankfurt. Who knows? But one thing is certain, it doesn't stand still. Cargo planes, especially the 747-8F, were born to fly, to connect, to keep the world moving. This Boeing 747-8F isn't just a flying block of steel. It's a giant transport machine with specs that will blow your mind. The fuselage is about 76.3 meters long, nearly the length of a football field, and its wingspan stretches a massive 68.5 meters, wide enough to embrace the sky. These wings aren't just for lift. They're symbols of raw power and absolute stability on every journey. The 4 jet engines beneath them roar like predators on the hunt, each packing the punch of hundreds of horsepower, unleashing an intense growl as the plane surges into the sky. And its payload? Unbelievable. The 747-8F can carry up to 140 tons of cargo in its massive belly. That's dozens of tons of medical supplies, electronics, or high-value goods delivered to the right place within minutes. Even more mind-blowing is its fuel consumption, about 10 tons of jet fuel per minute while cruising. That's like burning the weight of several compact cars every 60 seconds. But in return, it flies at an average speed of around 900 kilometers per hour, slashing delivery times and ensuring urgent cargo arrives right on schedule. Standing on the ground, looking up at it, you can't help but admire the technology and raw strength behind this monster. Every takeoff is a reminder that the world is connected. Factories to stores, labs to hospitals, thanks to machines like this. At the edge of the runway, it paused. The 4 engines started to whine, then roared like a beast ready to bolt from its cage. That sound wasn't just noise, it was an industrial symphony, the drumbeat announcing another transcontinental journey. I held my breath, nearly forgot to hit record, because the sight was overwhelming. The Boeing 747-8F began rolling, at first slow and steady as if feeling the runway beneath its tires, but within seconds it surged forward. Wind blasted my face, dust and sound collided into something surreal. The body trembled in sync with the engines, wings flexed to bear the lift. Those wings, nearly 35 meters each, were no longer just quiet extensions. They curled slightly upward, stretching toward the sky. And then, the moment came. The nose gear lifted. A second later, the main gear followed. This massive machine, hundreds of tons heavy, defied physics and rose smoothly into the air. A takeoff full of pride. No wobble, no drift, just a clean, strong line, like it was born for this. Behind it, thin trails of smoke stretched like the final stroke of a grand performance. And me, standing below, still caught in the moment. I watched until it became just a speck against the pale Hanoi sky. Takeoff isn't just technique. For the 747-8F, it's a ceremony. A sacred transition, from ground to sky, from rest to motion, from completing one mission to beginning the next. And as it disappeared into the clouds, I knew, the world keeps turning, thanks to tireless flights like this one.